Every journey, fellow Kenyans, starts with a single step, taken in faith, at times against all odds. That journey has commenced. Major changes are needed to our constitution and other laws so as to lay the foundation for the prosperous future that we seek. As a people, we must seize this constitutional moment, as I have said, to ensure that we deliver to future generations of Kenyan the future that they deserve. Indeed, Kofi Annan once aptly reminded us as a country that this world is not ours to keep. We hold it in trust for future generations. This moment in time is our meeting with destiny. When generations come long after we are gone, let them say that we made the right decisions at this moment, that we chose unity over division, that we dreamt of and birthed a happier, more harmonious and prosperous nation. Kenya, honorable members, is greater than any individual. Indeed, Kenya is greater than the sum of its citizens. We, honorable members, are a beacon of hope, an icon of peace and stability in a very volatile region. And we must be a role model for progressive African social democracy. These qualities are not inherent. We must continuously water them from the well of our national community.
I don't know if you actually agree with the president that he is actually modern day Moses. For a fact, we saw His Excellency, do we still call him that? Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga a few years back claiming to be Joshua and to be the man who is actually going to help Kenya cross into Canaan. And it got me thinking, it actually got me back to my CRE classes back in the day, yeah? Moses is the person who Joshua was supposed to be assisting as as they were actually going to go to the promised land. Yeah, the president spoke about issues of poverty due to poor governance and the exploitation of Kenyans. And Keith Tito, it really is a spooky Friday the 13th. Yeah, where did you come from, Keith? Like, what happened?
Well, I got the call a little late. I had to make sure that I was here because in other news, the show has to go on, and there's always news beside the news.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah?
Yes.
And Fro, you just had our president speak, yeah? Moses, Jaden, Moses, Jaden. He actually gave us permission to call him Jaden, eh?
We are officially calling him Jaden?
Yeah, he legit agrees that he is actually Jaden now, yeah?
He understands why he's Jaden.
Do you see the similarity here?
Well, I'd say there is some similarity because, let's see, Moses took Israelites from Egypt to Canaan and took 40 years, right? How long do you think it will take before his loans are cleared from the Kenyan accounts?
Well, apparently it's in 2 years. How many years are we into the to the next general election?
We're 2 years away, and we
have already started campaigning, Keith. The election, according to the calendar and how they want to take us, might actually be tomorrow. Looking at the level of politicking that is going on in this country, yeah?
No, right now it's all BBI. Right now we're burying our heads and assuming that this has nothing to do with 2022. We're thinking that all this is about BBI. Yes.
And what we're going to be discussing in detail later, the BBI case, yeah? But it leaves me thinking, if, as the president says, that this is the document that is going to be the bridge that is going to lead us to Canaan, yeah? Why haven't we seen inclusion from all political spaces?
Well, that's a good question. In fact, I've taken it upon myself to study the BBI, and so for my No Shave November this month is going towards
Is it no shave or no?
Tracy.
Which is it?
Both are in effect. Both are in effect towards understanding the BBI.
I don't know which one you're practicing because clearly you went to your barber, Keith.
Did I?
You were saying.
All right. So yes. we're taking time to understand the BBI, and so the point of inclusion on BBI, BBI has been run so far by an elite group. It's being run by the leadership core of the country. We are still hoping that Mwananchi will get on board, and we're not certain if we are going to have public inclusivity from this point going forward, because I remember some 3 months back, we had what was considered public participation, with different groups going to KICC and around the country presenting their BBI proposals. So is it that those proposals were again an elitist group, or what people thought that we wanted as the Kenyan people?
We were looking at that here as, you know, the show advances, so make sure you tune in and tell us what you think. I actually left you guys with an assignment. I don't know if you did your homework on the BBI, yeah? But I'm likening our president to Moses. Moses actually drove the children of Israel, yeah, out of slavery. It seems like our Moses is ready to rob. He's driving us right into it.
Right into slavery somewhere across
the number of loans that we have seen in the name of COVID, these funds still misappropriated, yeah?
But Tracy, here's an interesting thing as we're looking at Kenya's Moses and Joshua. Moses handed over the baton to Joshua, and Joshua was his junior, who had walked with him all the while. If the Joshua of Kenya, being the Joshua we know, and the president likening himself to Moses, aren't the roles reversed? Shouldn't one be Moses and the other Joshua at this point in time?
You know, and now I think I understand why the Hustler Nation is livid, Keith, yeah?
Yes.
Are they now the Israelites? Because at this point there is no other influential leader. at you know, if Kenya is now Israel, yeah? We have our Joshua, we have our Moses.
I could give the Hustler one.
All right, maybe he's the giant that the people found when they went to visit Canaan.
He could be a Gideon who is being chosen from the smallest group of the smallest people with the smallest families, and nobody becoming the next leader of Kenya.
You know, he's telling me, Keith, yeah, even with him being in my ear, he's still on your neck, eh? Gideon is present. There is a Gideon. There's a literal Gideon here. There is an actual literal Gideon.
I actually overlooked that Gideon, Tracy.
Also, in which order do you read your Bible, Keith? How does that story even fit in there?
Well, if you're asking me why I'm reading my Bible, Moses is currently younger than Joshua, but alas, we are carrying on.
It's like the whole country. Our Bible is all jumbled up, yeah?
We read it as we read the BBI. It's supposed to be
right
for
now,
the youth, but all it's saying is governors and MPs and leaders and many other things, which we shall continue to discuss over time.
And Keith, the most hilarious part, yeah, there are people who actually saw the light way before now. A man from your neighborhood, and Inonda's neighborhood, his name is Ronald Wanyama from Bungoma. A few years ago, he actually claimed that he is John the Baptist. See this, yeah? From Old Testament all the way to New Testament. Hey, Kenyans, you're very religious people here.
I would want to claim the highest honors from the Bible, but my religious conviction bans me from doing the same. So I will avoid that. But if we want to go all out and name everyone the Bible, who shall be our Paul?
Listen to this, yeah, Keith, yeah? So Elizabeth, John the Baptist's wife, yeah, the real one, not this one. This one is called Ronald Wanyama. And he calls himself in Swahili anyway, Yohana. So she will be mad because this man has 39 wives, 103 children. This is why this man is significant right now. He advised the president that he should put his face on the new currency. You remember when we were switching from the elephant 1,000 bob to, you know, this new 1,000 bob?
Yeah.
He told the president, look, me as Johanna, like John the Baptist, if you put my face here, this man is going to be so blessed. The economy of this country is going to grow by double digits. Who is Moses? Did Moses listen?
Moses runs his own race. Well, Moses charts
the same Moses who even broke the tablets. Of course, Moses did not listen. Moses is not a good listener, you know.
We're waiting for Kenya's Moses to break his version of the tablets. Do you think that's in the offing for us?
If you ask me, that's the Constitution, but you know, it's not like I know anything. Old Testament characters maybe should have actually listened, yeah? Instead of ignoring the new age wisdom from the New Testament, maybe as a country, tungekuwa tumeomoka badly by now, you know?
Maybe. But that's the road not taken, Tracy. So let's not look at what might have been. Let's look at where we are with
right.
Moses and Joshua at the helm of these matters. Let us see where they'll take the country.
All right.
Personally, the jury is still out on the BBI question. I'll be giving you a verdict once we're done combing through all 12 chapters. Did you know there are 12 chapters, Tracy?
Come on, Keith. It's
Thank
time
you.
to move on. My CRE teacher is watching, okay?
It's okay. It's okay. Your social
I
studies
want
teacher
us
is
to move
disappointed.
on, Keith, here to things that actually might be a little painful, yeah? Now, somehow in the mix of calling out a cabinet, President Uhuru Kenyatta almost every time finds a way of giving us a comedy troupe in the name of CSs. Now, first, there was a CS who claimed terrorists were burning mattresses while a mall was actually under siege. You remember that, right?
And a Siege.
Yeah. Be nice.
We are
Be
under-
nice.
Yes.
This is a governor somewhere. Please be
He
very
became a
nice.
governor. Wow. All right. Carrying on like that did not happen.
Then there was this one who told us to take pictures of locusts just to confirm that we have a locust invasion in this country.
And Kenyans, I like how Kenyans have a participatory spirit.
You know?
You give us instructions and we follow through.
You
want
know?
us to take photos?
Full meme, you know,
there
like
were- there were every-
it's like
there was
I
every
think
kind
next
of
time
photo.
election should be conducted on KUT. Ama it's this sense of humor. That is why we
Oh, no,
choose
no.
leaders like this,
Please,
yeah?
don't
Very
bring
laughable choices from Kenyans here.
Don't bring Trump's voters into Kenya, please. Please, we'll get there eventually. Not yet.
Now, most recently, the man at the helm of the medical services in the country, CS Mutahi Kagwe, on camera, Keith, like this is not even a rumor. He came out to say he does not actually understand how vaccines work. This is what he actually said.
I am told that this vaccine is supposed to stop you from getting the virus. How do they know I was going to get the virus? I am told that this vaccine is supposed to stop you from getting the virus. How do they know I was going to get the virus?
How did
Tracy,
how would
Tracy,
the vaccine know?
My level of canting is at maximum. I completely cannot. How?
This is what I think. I think this man, you remember when we were in primary school and how we used to get measles jabs, eh?
Yes.
This man and the polio vaccines that every
the polio vaccines
term,
and-
it's like, you know, every time people are munapewa polio drops, yeah?
You know?
I think this man just got too many of those jabs and now he's like, vaccines.
No, Tracy, I'm
Those
trying to
things,
understand.
Vaccines.
Is it that does not understand the concept of how we vaccinate to prevent? It's, one
Not to
plus
cure.
one is equal.
Like, and
I
to
don't
think that this is
understand.
the man, yeah, who has been put at the very helm of medical services in Kenya. You know, keep I'm wondering, yeah? Then what are those people who are his juniors who have been
Tracy,
going
but-
around and giving vaccines, Keith, for all other diseases? Like, what does he say, like, they are doing?
They come in for tea. They come to the office and have tea and take a walk around and see the statistics of the country. They lay the ground for the national statistics every 10 years. So from last year's statistical count to the 2029 statistical count, the job is upon the vaccinators or vaccinators
All right.
to walk around and tell us how many children are being born, where they're about, what's the family status. So don't think these guys are coming to your house just to give you vaccines. No, they're getting information.
Keith,
Yes.
I think the people of Nyeri dodged a bullet here because this CS was actually an aspirant for the gubernatorial position.
He should have
in
taken
Narragansett.
no.
Like,
Tracy,
people, like,
he should have taken Nyeri governorship, because then we'd have. It's Nyeri County. I'm not saying Nyeri County is a small thing, but Nyeri County vis-a-vis Ministry of Health, Republic of Kenya. You see, so I'm looking at the scale here. I think Nyeri dodged a bullet, but they gave it to the wrong gun.
you know,
Yeah.
and I'm really hoping they invent a vaccine, yeah, for being silly, because this is this is the silliest thing I have had in quite a long time, yeah.
There's a meme that
if
goes
this
around.
vaccine existed, we would not be here, Keith, discussing these things. Maybe some people would have, you know,
Tracy,
gotten their doses.
Who exactly? Because the only person who might have needed that dose is unfortunately only in your ear.
Sorry?
The only person on this show who would have needed the dose of anti-silliness happens to be in your ear. So, Inonda, it's okay, we still love you.
And yet, Keith, this is the person who is actually responsible for taking this signal on air.
It's
We
okay.
want to finish this show,
It's
Keith.
okay.
Be good to yourself. This is for you. You're not even doing it for...
It's fine. I'm following after. I'm probably trying to be King Herod now.
Inonda says you're actually the one who needs the vaccine,
It's
yeah?
fine. It's fine. We shall test and find out. How does he know I'm supposed to get the vaccine?
Apparently, you're the first person to cough on air. So when the COVID-19 vaccine comes, you're going to be the first one to get
Oh
this
dear,
jab.
oh dear.
Unless
Okay.
you're a Mutahi type and afraid of,
Anti-vaxxer.
vaccines, yeah? Get this,
We
Keith,
shall find
though.
out.
Even as we try and grapple with what the health CS said, these remarks were actually made before the Senate, okay? Now, get this. Nobody in that house, in that sitting, questioned the CS about this.
Tracy,
like-
what is the career of the majority of the Senate? You see, you can't blame them for what they do not know. You know? Our learned friends, and I know because
Keith,
a
vaccines
lot-
were an actual topic in
yes,
school.
fine. But is that the core of interest for learned friends? And this one I'm going to have a field day with because our learned friends
Keith,
are the ones who are the Senate.
Keith, I feel like our learned friends, I don't know, maybe these learned friends are the ones who actually went ahead and trained this CES. And now look at look at not so smart comments coming.
By learned friends, we are referring to a very narrow field of practice. These are purely legal practitioners.
Yeah, legal practitioners, yeah?
So you're expecting a legal practitioner to remember that back before they went to whichever university and then the Kenya School of Law, that there were vaccines.
All right.
I think they have bigger problems on their hands right now.
I think the biggest problem might actually have been Kagwe's teacher. And I do not know if this is the same teacher, yeah, who Professor George Magoha decided to actually slur and insult live on camera before the media and the whole world, yeah? Education CS George Magoha decided that he was gonna insult the education director, an education director, yeah? And we actually have the clip. This is what he had to say.
You are talking about the report. I'm talking about what is here on
Sir,
the
you have
ground.
not tell. You have to know.
Unaweza enda. Can you get away from this meeting now? Down direction. He doesn't understand the problem. So
Clearly, this is not the only, dancing is not the only thing our
Magoha
good
doesn't
professor
think.
cannot do, yeah?
But Tracy,
Clearly, even people's skills now has become a problem. And Keith, before we continue, the professor has actually been stripped of powers to discipline human resource within the ministry. It's like he's been put on timeout. You are
You're
very
becoming
wrong.
You're becoming a bit much.
Like,
Stay.
Kijana,
Sit,
calm down.
sit,
You know,
stay,
breaks on
okay,
it, yeah?
Good boy.
Yeah.
But see, Tracy, I'm looking at Magoha's behavior and it reminds me of our immediate former president. And so I'm wondering, is there a certain age at which people become liberal with what they can say and do? Because look at...
Keith, this is not a mafia cuckoo scenario. Every time...
you see, you remember
No.
these things.
Every time our former president called us mafia cuckoo, like he had a nice way to insult us that made us, that we get your point, but you're gonna giggle and laugh about it because you're saying it in a funny way. This is not the same thing, This is our good professor dressing down an education official, yeah, in front of the whole world, and leaves
Hence
you
why I'm
thinking,
asking.
where are the morals? Where are the people skills? Was this bashing really necessary? Maybe if
Okay,
the only time, Keith, this would have been acceptable if this was one of the people who actually taught Kagwe what he knows about vaccines.
Well, okay,
that is the
fine.
only time.
Maybe, probably that would have made some sense. However, I'm trying to look at, I'm trying to argue for Dr. Magoha here, Professor Magoha. Sorry, I remember back when I was a student, that would land us in a lot of trouble. But yes, back to Professor Magoha, and you look at why and where and who he is and his history, and this is a man who operated in the era of Moi. You know, back when the president would decide, this day is your last day in the office, so kindly, it's 1 p.m., your tenure is over. You know, he had that, those are the liberties they enjoyed in their era, in the times of their youth. So you'd understand if he comes out and realizes, no, you are messing around at the job, you're fumbling in the office, and the best way we'll deal with this is I will tell it to you here and now.
All right.
I'm not saying it's right.
This was completely unacceptable. Let us, first of all, facts aside there, this was completely, totally unacceptable. And I think maybe Magoha is a little stretched and stressed out here over the fact
he was
that
supposed to reopen schools, and it's constantly proving to be a bit more challenging than he had expected. You know.
Well, why does he expect? He said that he is 1 billion Kenya shillings every single month for him to be able to reopen schools. Is education even necessary at this point? As a taxpayer, we will, I don't know.
1 billion a month for education.
Our children will do Gumbaru classes in like 30
we can
years
teach them what we know.
Pandemic.
Every parent knows at least something. We'll teach them what we know and start from there.
You know.
Because,
anyway, graduates do not have jobs out there. What is the purpose? You graduate and hustle like a dropout. Why they could as well just drop out then.
And drop out and
what's the
live like a graduate.
What is the actual purpose? You know, if professors, this is what they are turning out to be. This is what
professors can do to us in the streets.
You know,
what's the point of education, indeed?
It leaves you wondering. All right, but
we should you form a commission of inquiry? Then we can get a report on the same. Maybe we can add it to the
pay
BBI.
commissioners sitting allowances and all.
No, Tracy, let's add it to BBI. It's the only thing that, of all the reports ever released in Kenya, BBI is the only one that has gotten this far as far as actualization. So maybe, just maybe, we add this little line of how we're vetting and what our politicians should say and do, not politicians, but public officials.
Keith, I think you're BBI obsessed. I don't know.
It's everything I'm hearing everywhere. I can't see
maybe it's because you have been promised milk and honey in this land. You might actually be shocked. I want us to take a quick break. When we come back, undocumented angels from Africa for Trump and how they failed him, and Canaan, the land of lawlessness. We will be back shortly.
Life is a journey, and we all have ups and downs, highs and lows, and celebrities are no exception.
Do you know I couldn't pay rent? Do you know there's a time I went 3 days without food? If you read my book, I ate Colgate for dinner.
On Coffee with Mbuvi, we get up close and personal.
Nilizaliwa hivyo. Yes. Mimi sijawahi ona.
We have candid conversations that are inspiring.
Na acha nikwambie, mtu mmebarikiwa na mlikuwa nyote mko kwa line, mko kwa foleni. Huyu akibarikiwa si ametoka, bado foleni nasonga. Wewe ni next.
Humorous.
This is going to be the craziest interview ever.
And life-changing.
Success is value system and the legacy you leave.
Coffee with Mbuvi, every Sunday at 8 p.m. only on TV47. Every muscle, every bone is our concern.
A lot of pressure with both your hands, you're going to collapse the infant's chest.
Any pain.
There you go. You can calm down.
Any discomfort. We have just the right doctor.
I'm a consultant breast surgeon.
I'm an emergency care specialist.
I'm a chiropractor.
With just the right remedy.
Majority of patients will actually just require supportive treatment.
Join us on Body Garage every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. because we care. How do you like your meals? Sweet and tasty or spicy and savory? On the Throwdown, we bring you our chef of the day. Gives you ideas on how to make amazing meals from the comfort of your home.
Thank you so much for keeping it TV47. My name is Tracy Mukami, and this right here is In Other News. And we are discussing the news that was actually inside the news besides the news. Ensure you are interacting with us, TV47 Kenya on Facebook, TV47KE on Twitter. 22047 is our SMS line, the phone number to call on the bottom right of your screen. My Twitter handle, @TracyKE, Instagram, @TracyKE, Facebook, @Tracy Mukami as well. You have no excuse to not interact with us tonight. Keith.
Yes, Tracy.
While we were away, there has been a change in the next, how many days now, to the swearing in of the next president of the United States, if the courts do not interfere with the elections results as they are, yeah? Joe Biden.
President-elect of the United States of America.
And Inonda, the mathematics man, already knows it's Wednesday, January 20th.
Wow.
2021. Hey, okay.
At least that's something to look for. You know, everyone has been scared of getting into 2021 because 2020, hey, have been quite something to us, my dear.
I know, right?
It has been quite something.
And this was the most interesting thing. First of all, the whole race was interesting to watch, but there are actually angels from Africa who have a say in the United States election. Watch this. This is Paula White, yeah?
Of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. For I hear victory, 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 victory in the corridors of heaven. In the corridors of heaven, victory, 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 victory. For angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. Hamanda aka ata raka teda baka sanda ata ambo osa kata rite eke banda ata rike didi ashata. For angels have even been dispatched from Africa right now. Africa right now. Africa right now. From Africa right now. They're coming here. They're coming here. In the name of Jesus. Angelic reinforcement. Pika hata anda ata ora bata rata.
This is why I am sure she was summoning angels from Africa. Mama, Baba, Kaka, Dada. I'm like, wow. So we know Swahili now, you know.
I think at this point, we really need to export some things as Africans. We need to export speaking in tongues.
And angels, clearly.
And angels.
Wow.
Because, okay, maybe it's just me, but when an African speaks in tongues, there's a way it sounds authentic. You know?
I don't know why this show is so religious today. Kama Keith, you went away, ukarudi umeokoka. And here's an interesting fact though. The people in the United States, Africans, many of them living there are actually undocumented. Maybe this is the reason as why they didn't show up. They didn't show up because I'm going to show up to, you know, give you the boost that you need, and then you're going to deport me. And you know how former President Trump has been feeling. He's still the president.
He's still president.
He's the president. Yeah? President Trump has been feeling about immigration and all. Well, you're on your own, bruh. When we needed you as angels to do your mortal duties, you failed us, you know?
So now this time, Africa is sending Trump sorry, bruv. We love you. We've worked with you for 4 years. We've persevered.
You know, he's telling me, Keith, that we should refer to Donald Trump as the outgoing president of United States / former reality TV star. He might actually go back to telly. I don't know. Who knows at this point?
Yeah. Job. This is the saddest thing for Trump. It's been quite the year for the man. 2020 has hit him the way it would hit literally any other person. You see, 2020 came in with a pandemic that we were scared of, so everybody hid in their houses. Then we ended up losing our jobs. We ended up losing our houses, and we ended up catching a deadly virus that we had no business ever finding out where it came from. So if we look at that checklist, Tracy, is Trump going to lose the White House? Is Trump losing his job as the president? Did Trump get COVID? So 3 for 3, President Donald Trump has existed in 2020.
Keith,
to the fullest.
The thing that I didn't appreciate the most about this scenario is how she kept hearing the sound of rain. She kept hearing the sound of rain. all of a sudden, this week has been rainy all week. I'm like, leave our goddamn weather alone. We'll have our sun out here. Don't do that to us, man.
She called for angels from Africa. They were busy doing what? Handling the rain. The angels are bringing us rain, so we did not have the.
Let me tell you where the angels were, Keith. They were not actually on holiday. I'd not be shocked if First of all, it's like no one told her that if you need an African to be there right on time, you need to
call them early.
If you're gonna meet at 9, you tell them you're gonna meet at 7:30, so at least by 9 we are there. No one told her that.
There's this special gender of Africans that you need to tell. Let's do it at 6.
No, we are not going there, Keith. No,
I just did. It's okay.
No,
it's okay.
These angels, Keith, were in Tanzania.
Oh yes, and they came through in Tanzania.
Yeah? We have seen Dr. John Pombe Magufuli. I don't know what is with doctors and professors these days, yeah? He won his re-election bid. We are not shocked, not at all. But what was shocking, even heartbreaking, is to see people from the opposition actually fleeing the country. And they're like, are these devils or angels from Africa? If the scenario as is there, in Africa, the incumbent never loses. Okay?
It's
maybe that is why, maybe these were the angels that were being summoned. They are the angels of the African president.
Of incumbency.
Yeah. Who rule for
until
Mugabe style, yeah?
No. Mugabe has bowed out and finally he caved in. We still have the reigning incumbent, Yoweri Museveni.
Wow.
Yes.
And with that as well, yeah?
Trump's best friend.
Sorry?
Trump's best friend, Putin, president for life. Are you seeing anyone ever standing up against such people?
No, I don't know.
Bobby Wine in Uganda is having.
He has actually been arrested, Keith, for winning a ticket for his party to run as president.
Yes, that is criminal.
These angels, we need to fire them.
No,
and get a new breed. You see how the devil was an angel? And I think this is what the devil. Then God was like. Oh yeah, be nice to your fellow angels, man. Moving on, Keith, because we are almost out of time, yeah? There have been pictures that have been trending online. Russia in Kericho turned money heist. Somehow I know that has that picture right there, Keith. You're supposed to pick out your bride. From what is going on here, you're supposed to pick out your bride.
Is it really that serious? Do I really have
I am happy that it's not the Kikuyu that were associated with this photo, because the amount of backlash that would be going on right now, yeah? The Kikuyu aunties would be getting it left, right and center on our social media platforms, eh?
This concept has
Look at that man, Keith, and how stressed out. Give me my wife already. I'm back in a bus.
No, this guy just missed the secret. Do you know the trick here? Perfume. Buy a potential wife a unique perfume,
Who tells you they have underneath they have not been covered in ashes or cow dung? At this point, you do not know.
Okay,
but it seems like
at this level of extremity, to each their own. I hope he got his bride, and I hope the penalties weren't as steep, because and for those of you who do not know, in the event you pick the wrong lady, there's a fine, and that fine could be as bad as come back another day when you're sure of who you
know want. The amount of goats that
it could be,
Keith.
Yes.
This story aside, tell us what you think, okay? Tell us what you think about bride price and dowry. Do you want it paid for you? Would you pay? Would you go pick out your bride from this confusion here? Something else interesting, really interesting, happened this week, and I'm happy because I'm one of those people who live 5 counties away. To come to work, I need at least more than a few hours.
Do you need a visa? Tracy, do you come from a place where you need a visa to access the metropolitan city of Nairobi?
I'm going to request you nicely, Keith, because you're my friend, to be nice to me. Check this out, yeah? I know you, if you have been an ardent follower of the show, you know that we spoke about commuter diesel multiple units being bought from Spain. They're actually here. They have been painted the Kenya Railways colors. They look all nice. They've been launched, and now from all the way from Athi River to Kikuyu, which other part of
Ruiru? you understand my living setup where between me and transport, I'm not short of choices.
All right,
So-
Keith, now come down to earth.
Okay,
We know
so-
that. Now
so
come
yes.
down to earth.
Explain
Okay.
to me this new phenomenon.
Now I am curious. Yeah. Do you think that these trains are going to be helpful in reduction of traffic?
Well, the trains, you have seen what trains have been in Kenya since back in the day.
Mhm.
Is it changing?
I am not sure. What I am happy
Because
though.
you change the trains, you change the stations. Will you change the Kenya?
Mhm.
Because you see, that's the integral bit of this. We need Kenyans being shipped across the city. Are you changing
Keith
the
Inanda
Kenyans?
is saying, he's
Uh-huh.
saying there are 3 reasons why these trains are good for us. One, if you have a running stomach, Keith, you do not need a dere shukisha situation. Yeah, and if you are, that is
Okay.
one, okay?
That's a disturbing
2,
image, but thank you very much, Inonda. We shall work on that vaccine for you very vehemently.
2, Keith, yeah, if you have motion sickness, this thing is slow enough for you, for all of us, okay?
Okay, so it's
It's gonna be traffic. It's slow, yeah.
Okay.
It is not like those Rongai and which other route has very crazy nganyas that you feel like
Thika Road.
the car is not even
Have you
on
been-
the road. Only
have you
one wheel is on the road, and you're like, Jesus, we need to
Thika
get
Road.
home. You know, Moses, John the Baptist, Joshua, all of you.
Our entire biblical troop in Kenya.
I think it's gonna reduce congestion.
Well, Tracy,
Keith, yeah, and I
I've
will be
been-
proud to tell you, Keith, yeah. Once we have in like 10 or so years, when you have a total upgrade and everyone has caught on the use of trains, I'll be like, Keith, I'm going to the subway to catch a train to the city.
Subway, hold up. So you have to tell me we're going to dig a hole underground that we'll be going into to get trains. Tracy, this is not a Kenyan idea. Let's stop this. This is not, Tracy.
Every dream is valid.
Within Nairobi.
If every dream is valid, by the way, it's very valid.
Tracy,
by
how
the
many
way.
tunnels in Nairobi have you gone through?
Tunnel.
Yes.
Forest Road.
No. Foot tunnels.
Foot tunnel.
Yes.
Inonda is asking you why you know Chuoms.
No. You see that exactly, they become chums. Yeah? Chochoro fulani unapitia unapotelea huko nyuma.
Keith, I
There's
hope these
only-
trains, yeah, I hope
Uh-huh.
these trains are not going to lead us to Kiambu. And this
Why
is
not?
why. This is why,
it will
Keith,
be a
yeah.
good thing, yes.
For the people in Thika, they have stomach bugs. The rest of us get worms and amoeba and all these other parasites. But them, they are getting high class, high
Stomach
end
bugs.
parasites, yeah.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people here have tapeworms
So you're worried that
from
you'll catch-
eating pork. Medium rare, that is not well cooked.
Wait, people are doing pork medium rare. I love it how literally every show, we have something to knock my socks off. Because you think you know it. You think that as we're seated here, we have all the facts and we know it. And then you come with a bombshell and like, okay, so you're going to have pork.
The
Pork, we
people of
understand.
Thika apparently love their
Medium rare.
pork. And you know the other kind of pork O's that they, the town is usually associated
Oh,
with.
Tracy.
My biggest problem, though, is the researchers from Kenyatta University who have actually discovered that there is this problem that is going on in this city, recommend that pigs should not be fed leftovers to avoid them from catching tapeworms.
So
it's official.
We are
The
having
pigs
tapeworms.
zimeomoka, Keith.
No, hold up. This is
The pigs have a mocha, right?
The leftovers that we are eating should not be given to pigs. So
No.
we eat food that has tapeworms. That's okay. Give it to the pig that will eat it and then get tapeworms that will eat it later.
No.
That is a problem.
No, please. I think Keith, these biblical allusions are what are helping the pigs in Thika. Yeah,
How
you remember
so?
when Jesus drove
The demons
into the pigs. Yeah?
Yes.
I think the pigs are just tired. You're not gonna do not keep feeding us.
You don't give us more
Trash
problems than
food.
already have. They're elevated.
Inonda is telling us we are completely out of time, and I'd like to read one or two of your comments because I'm really glad that you have kept us company for the whole hour. David Mogaka, you're watching live from Ruaraka, Nairobi. Thank you so much for keeping us company. We have Gishini Kenya as well. You say no. I don't know what you're saying no to. But okay, no.
All right. Let's agree with no.
Okay, all right, no.
The word there is no.
John Otieno as well, you're in the building. Thank you so much for watching. Next week, we're going to have an even bigger show that has even more topics that you are interested in and you want to hear about, all right? So make sure you keep it TV47. But in the next few minutes, the whole Good Vibes crew, the editorial team, has been working hard all day to ensure you have feel-good stories to